Good afternoon and welcome to the Pissed Off Parent Show. I am the Pissed Off Parent. Welcome you all here to the third reimagined episode of the Pissed Off Parent. Thank you for joining. I figured we'll just go ahead and get right into it. Do a little house cleaning up front here, just to kind of let everybody know what the show is about, where it's at, and all that fun stuff. We are a bold, no holds barred podcast dedicated to amplifying the voices of frustrated and alienated parents with a strong focus on father's right. I am a dad. This is going to be a father-centric show. Do love the ladies. Hey, I'm remarried even. So at the end of the day, care about both parents, but it's going to be father-centric. That's just the way it is. Don't like it, go to another show. That's pretty much kind of my position on it. Of course, when you're tackling the injustices faced by fathers, if you are on the or if you're watching and you don't think fathers are being discriminated against, I don't know what to tell you. The data, the information is all out there. I actually recommend going to the website, the app, whatever, and figuring it out. But at the end of the day, fathers are being discriminated against in family court, and the results, you see it on the news every single day. Could also talk about things that, from my point of view, it's a Pissed Off Parent Show. I get to talk about what I like. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I got a weird sense of humor, weird way of looking at things, and I hope that appeals to at least some of the masses out there. But you're going to get my brand of humor, and that's just kind of the way it is. Kind of the legal stuff here to get out of the way. Again, guys, I'm not a lawyer. Nothing on here is going to be, don't take my advice as gospel and do the pissed off parent guy said. Yeah, try that in court. I've actually had that happen, and it did not end well because legislature, the judiciary, they don't like the pissed off parent and the rest of us that do this stuff for obvious reasons. But don't research it on your own. I've got all the links, all the information on the website, the app, everywhere. And of course, it's in other areas as well. But do your own research, confirm it up before you start going down that whatever path you're going down for a particular issue. Also, the advice is exactly what you paid for. It is free. I'm doing all this for not only my own amusement and trying to get my mental issues back where they need to be. I'm doing it trying to give something back out there to the world, and hopefully laugh or two, help some people out, and all that. But again, I do it all for free. Nothing you will see is going to be donate to me or pay this or pay that. It's all free. It's all pretty much for your edutainment, education. So hopefully get a little smarter from this, and also for having fun with it as well. Because even though I know this sucks, I've been through it. Again, I've been in this for about a decade, actually over a decade now. And you got to have some humor in this stuff. And if you don't, you're going to go nuts, and you're going to end up looking like me. So there you go. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not an attorney. I'm not your attorney. The information I'm providing on the site, app, all other fun stuff, links, data, whatever. Although I do reference the CDC data, the other data that's out there. Don't look at it as the gospel. I mean, I can be wrong. I've been wrong. It's happened one time back in like 1994 or something. I got something wrong. Now I'm joking. I'm wrong all the time. Okay, let's just jump right into the show. And again, looking for feedback on this. If you attended the show last week, you got to see that we do have a chat session or chat section where you can actually put in information, questions, things like that. I'll try to keep the show flowing, answer questions. Please don't talk about your particular case. It's kind of not the spot for it. But ask questions, and then actually I'm gonna have some polls and some other things to talk through. If you have additional questions, please raise that. We'll see if we can get you some help, get you at least pointing in the right direction. I wanted to also point out that gonna have a spot especially for the veterans. So stay tuned, keep watching. And I have I don't know if this is a fan-made video or a man-made video. I mean, a man made it. Kind of a fan, but anyway, I made a video, just kind of get out there. Hope you like it. If you stick around and watch it, but hope you enjoy it. But let's just jump right into it. Today's topic is kind of two-parter. It's the silent struggle, mental health, and parenting, as well as co-parenting tips, advice, things of that nature. So I think we can all say that mental health is a huge issue today. I got data, CDC data, other pieces of data that show the prevalence of mental health, and I'm using the big words, prevalence. I can't come up with this crap on my own. I have to use other people's words and everything. But the prevalence of mental health issues. There's a lot of mental health issues out there, and it's just getting worse from the data that we're showing. And part of the reason why I have this show is to help, especially parents, mostly fathers, but help parents out in navigating all this.
What's up, Dwayne?
Hey, what's up? Actually, it didn't pop up there. Ooh, I wonder if something happened in my... Oh, let me go... I made my first mistake. Let's go to the other screen because no one has seen the information that I have up here. I'm trying to build some automation, and sometimes I forget to that. Android. That's the non-Apple phone. So I was forced into the Apple world about a decade and a half ago, I guess. And there's there's the other people, the androids that are out there, those non-Apple people. But mentioning that you can download the Pissed Off Parent app. Is again a free app. It's on both at the Apple Store and the Android Google Play Store for those that enjoy the world of Googling. Anyway, back to here are the health issues. So read off some facts here, data that we have that should be concerned to everybody. According to the American Psychology Association, approximately 1 in 5 adults are experiencing mental illness in a given year. Statistics reflect the prevalence of mental health challenges that can also impact parenting. I think, with the things that have happened over the last, let's say, 4 years,
Todd says,
that's increased quite
a
bit.
Waka waka.
Waka waka waka. Boy, I'm trying to remember
Joseph
what that's
says,
from.
Great topic,
oh,
brother.
Hey, Joe. I got a little surprise for you later.
Out there.
So hopefully you enjoy kind of the ode to Joseph. Actually, I don't want to reveal who and what it is until we see it, because Joe may decide that he wants nothing to do with it and will ask me to take it down immediately. We'll see how it goes. He's a good sport, so we'll see what happens here. But getting back to the issues here. 1 in 5 adults in mental illness. That's a lot. I mean, it's getting worse. We'll have some graphs here, but it's getting worse and worse. And it seems like our elected leaders are not doing what's needed. Actually, I have on the Pissed Off Parents. I didn't actually bring it up. I'm just thinking about it now. We had a couple years ago out in Texas, where I'm from, had a little issue at a school. And the legislature, their idea was to conduct more research on why these young children are doing these things at schools and other places. And, I think anyone that watches this show that is involved in this can kind of raise their hand and go, duh, dummy, we know why it's happening. Dads have been removed systematically for decades out of the household, and this is what you get. You get kids that are just lost, and we have the data to show it, but we have kids that are lost, and it's getting worse. I know William Farrell, I should have had his book handy within arm's reach. I don't. He does talk about that quite a bit. I know he got misquoted. It said every school scenario there involved a fatherless home. And he now knows this. And of course, unfortunately, out of all the good things that he's done over the decades, people always like to bring that up, and I guess I'm doing the same thing. But if you have not read William Farrell's book, and the name escapes me, sitting right over my other screen, I would definitely highly recommend it. Maybe I'll include a link to it in there. Great stuff and all that, but we just have a lot of problems that are going on in today's school. CDC is reporting that about 1 in 8 women are experiencing symptoms of symptoms. Yeah, well, I can't even talk. I should not be on a podcast where I can't talk. But they're experiencing symptoms of postpartum depression after giving birth. Hopefully, everyone here knows what postpartum depression is. It's the mommy blues. It's the things feel weird, and a mom's. Again, they've had their chemicals, but you're already in a state of flux anyway. It gets worse after childbirth, and of course they have the new responsibilities. They have all these new things that are hitting them that they're not really prepared for, and it impacts their mental well-being. Quick personal story. I can pretty well pinpoint my ex-wife's where she went off the deep end, and that was after our second child was born. I don't talk about it a lot, but when our second child was born, that was when she really, really went off the deep end. She's always had issues, but it just really magnified everything. And unfortunately, the solutions that she sought out and found did not help out or win anything. It just kept getting worse. But anyway, with the postpartum depression, it's a real issue. This is where, guys, if you're in a relationship with a woman,
there are a lot of injured people, mostly injured by a mentally ill person, so we provide millions a year to talk about our injuries while promoting psychopathy.
Yeah. There are a lot of. We'll have some data on this. The number of people that do different things, but yeah, it's impacting. It's getting worse. That's the scary part. And again, our quote leaders aren't really doing a whole lot to fix it. I have my own personal reason or thoughts why. But who am I? Just the pissed off parent, and it's probably why I am the pissed off parent. Another issue is anxiety disorders. A survey by the Pew Research Center found that 40% of parents report feeling anxious about their children's future, reflecting concerns about economic stability, health, and education. I would say I don't have an anxiety disorder that I'm aware of, but I would say 40% is probably low. I don't know about the rest of you. I mean, I'm a parent. I've got 2 bio children and 1 bonus daughter, and I guess a little bit of real talk here, and I'm not exaggerating. And my wife will confirm this for you. Every single day, and I do mean 7 days a week, I wake up at between 3 and 3:30 a.m., kind of in a cold sweat, freaking out about the state of society today. Worried about my kids, keeping a roof over their head, making sure they're safe. Just different things. Well, yeah, follow the money. Yeah, I mean, follow the money. It's one of those, and again, if you go to the Pissed Off Parent site, see where all the data is and see what we're all talking about all the time. Money. That's where it is. Our legislators and judiciary, they are in it for the money. And they, at the end of the day, don't care. I actually, the meme that I have, and I should have saved it and had it pulled up, ready to go. I didn't think mentally I'd be going in this direction, although I probably should have. That it showed that after the event happened in Texas at that school, our legislators said, "Hey, we need millions of dollars to figure out what's going on." And I had an image of Stevie Wonder. For those that are too young to know who Stevie Wonder is, he's a blind musician that sung a number of great songs back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I'm sure even afterwards. But it's my Mr. Magoo, Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, whatever thing. I'll probably get in trouble for even saying these things because I'm not supposed to offend anybody, but I don't care. I'm 52. I don't care who I'm offending anymore. But basically, that he's blind. He's blind, can't see what the hell's going on, and that's what the legislature is and the judiciary. That's how they're handling things. It's just it's ridiculous that they can't see the issue. I mean, we've got. Well, now it's 60 to 70 years worth of peer-reviewed data, also available on the website, an app that shows all the studies that we've done. It show about keeping dads in the house. I mean, it's one of those I can go hours and hours and days and podcast after podcast talking about this. Eventually, they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. Actually, there we go. My second mistake of the podcast is one of those things when you go live. The next thing with mental health is your stress levels. A study published in the Journal of Child and Family Studies found that 60% of parents reported experiencing stress related to their parenting role, balancing work, family responsibilities, and personal time being major contributors to that. And I would, again, shout out in the comments here in the chat. And also I'm streaming both on Facebook and YouTube, so you can see it there. I haven't got to the other platforms like Rumble and Locals and the others out there, but currently streaming there. And also a big shout out to Tough, Americans for Parental Equality. Boy, I'm gonna miss some Dad to Dad, the Unmarried Father, and a bunch of others. They've actually saw my show and said, "Hey, this guy's not too crazy." Well, we know how that goes, and actually shared it to theirs. So if you're watching from any of those channels, give them a big shout out for letting my crazy nuttiness get out there to more and more people. I do appreciate it. Again, I put all this on free to help people out, and I just want to get the message out and hopefully help some people out, give them a good laugh or two, and they can move on about their weekend. Also, sidebar is I'm still trying to find a home for a weekly time or a bi-weekly time. We'll see. For the show, I'm just trying different things out. Just want to make sure that the amount of work that I put into it is going to benefit the most amount of people. Anyway, so the 60% of parents, having stress-related issues, and again, I'm asking sound off in the chat section. You've already heard it working there a little bit, that we have the text-to-speech engine to where when you write your chat, I can hear it and respond to it, so do that. But who's experienced that? I mean, again, like I was mentioning, I wake up 3:30 every single day, freaking out about different things, trying to figure out how I'm going to balance that work, family life. I've got, pressures here, pressures there. I want to make sure my kids are okay and safe, and pretty much, I would say, the same fears that every other parent
Chris
feels.
Says, coming in from link viewing from NC.
Oh, okay. All right. Got the unmarried father gang in the house. Thank you, Chris. So, I mean, people, I assume this is what everyone's kind of dealing with. I assume I'm not the only one waking up at 3:30 in the morning. You may have a different time, but I assume that you wake up every day worrying about these things. And I would say it really began when I became a dad. And that is just, I think that's just once you find out that you're a dad or once you're a father, that time, I mean, it's just something that's always with you until they throw dirt in your face, is my understanding. At least that's what my dad kind of told me. So I'd like, to kind of hear feedback. Do you guys wake up at 3:30 in the morning or sometime in the morning freaking out? Or do you sleep like babies? And if you do, how? I want to know how. What am I missing here? Also, the impact on parenting. Research published in the Parenting Science and Practice indicates that parents with untreated mental health issues may have difficulty providing emotional support, resulting in negative outcomes for their children, including behavioral issues and emotional stress. I would say, yeah, no kidding, Sherlock. I can't say the other word because of the whole can't say bad words or shouldn't say bad words in the different social media platforms I'm on. But yeah, no kidding, Sherlock. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but I did have a spouse that has mental issues, and I actually am a child of a parent with mental issues. And it did have an impact. I was basically raised by my dad. My mom is the one that has the pedigree of mental issues, and it had a lasting impact on me. And of course, I did the stupid thing, and we kind of marry our mom kind of thing, and look what happened. But the thing is when a parent is dealing with all these other stresses, they have either mental issues or they have other stressors, that takes them away from being the best parent they can be. And unfortunately, these kids are suffering. Now, some of it is medical. I mean, you have, chemical issues. I've had to come to that realization that there are people that do have it, and they need to get medicated, or they should be medicated. And then people that are, working through that. But, you see those issues and the time it takes away. Now, we also have parents, a lot of them seem to be more and more disengaged. I mean, we have, again, when we're talking about the iPhone and the Android, we're more connected, but I don't know how many times I've been out and I see parents on their phone while their kids are, playing in traffic, essentially. And it's like, what, kind of what's going on here? Let's see here. Support seeking. Yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit too, but a study in the Mental Health America found that while 76% of parents recognize the importance of mental health, only 36% have sought help for the mental health concerns, often due to stigma or lack of resources. And I can say, personally, and again, sound off here, that I'm kind of part of it. I saw what mental illness does to a person. I saw taking the medications that these people had, what it did to them, and I was never be on medication. It's bad, it's horrible, because there's a number of them that I would say fry your brain. But I can see with that 36%, I'm probably one of those people. I think personally, and again, this is my personal opinion, is that medication should be used temporarily and very sparingly. We've got graphs coming up here of people that have been on antidepressants for a very long time, and those antidepressants rewire your brain, sometimes for good, sometimes for ill, and there's issues there. I understand that, and I guess I'm part of the stigma. But as far as lack of resources, I don't know. I've been researching drug companies and charts, and I'm like, I don't know how this lack of resources. Maybe it's just the parents being able to afford medications or having their insurance pay for it or whatever that is. But 36%. I mean, if you got 76% that are saying, hey, I need some help here, but only 36% are getting help for it. That's a pretty big chasm between who should, who need or who knows they need it and who's not getting it. Unfortunately, I'm part of the man up generation, Gen X, where whenever I was under stress, I went, yeah, I gotta suck it up, get through it, rub some dirt on it, stuff like that. And well, I guess a little more real talk. Back when my ex-wife and I were still married and having issues, she was taking a medication, and I went to the doctor to get my I think it was my physical at that time, and he said, "Oh, you need to get on this." He was a pill pusher, and that's part of my issues with a lot of these medication stuff. Is you got doctors that are prescribing medications. I was like, well, you know what? I'm trying everything else. Trying to stay stress free. I'll go ahead and try this. I took, I think, one pill. I did one pill, and it like fried my brain. I could not have a clear thought for like 3-4 hours. And the type of work that I do professionally, I'm used to doing 10 different things at one time and doing this and doing all these different things. I couldn't function. I'm like, I'll lose my job if I stay on this crap. So I stopped doing it and then just kind of suffered through it, which is probably why I had heart issues. But here we go. But yeah, I'd like to hear other people's thoughts. I mean, I'm not king for a day here. I don't know everything. I like to hear what people think about that are that realize they may have some issues they got to work through, and what if they're trying to fix it, or they're sucking it up or doing all that. I mean, I'd like to hear about it. I did want to talk about strategies for help, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this. But the first steps here is one, acknowledging it. I think it's safe to say, and again, I'm speaking probably totally to the guys here. There's just a lot of female resources out there, and it's almost expected for them. But for the guys, I mean, and I guess I'm talking to Gen X mostly. Who knows? And again, I'm probably making stereotypes of Gen X versus millennials and all that, and I'm probably wrong. But Gen Xers, anyway, my generation, we are the suck it up generation. We were told to rub some dirt on it and get back out in the game. And whenever we would say, you know what, I'm having some issues, or we just know intrinsically that we're having issues, we go, nah, get back out in the game, get it
Todd
done,
says,
paycheck,
don't
get it
take
done.
pills.
Yeah, and actually, Todd, I'm with you. I don't take pills. I'm just not a fan of them. But for the folks that need help, the first step is recognizing it, that that's happening, and then take a checkup. I mean, everyone has a blue moon Monday. I don't know about y'all, but like last Monday, and again, I'm not into this stuff at all. I'm saying it, jokingly, tongue in cheek. That I don't know if there was like the moon was in a different phase, or Venus was circling Uranus, or whatever the hell it was. But like me and like the rest of the world was like in a weird, funky mood. But then it passed. I mean, a day later, I woke back up and everything's good to go, and I started the new day and kept on moving. But for the guys out there, sit there and really take stock of where you're at. If you're, take some measurements. And actually, I have a resource coming up. Unfortunately, it's for veterans only, but you can probably find something comparable elsewhere. But there's some tests that you can take and you can also just kind of sit down and think about, like, hey, look, last month I was in a kind of a downer mood. The world sucks. I only get to see my kids, weekend warrior status, or I don't get to see my kids at all, or I lost my job, or whatever your particular issue is. And go, you know what? Am I just melancholy? Am I sad about the whole thing? And is it continuing on? I mean, people go through periods, but if you're doing it for a period of time, it's time to reach out. Some resources, again, for the folks here. There's a number of them out there. There, of course, all the groups that you're in now. There's Dad Talk Today. It's a support group where you can ask specific questions, get some assistance there. I know Sean's got a group that's out there. I think I'll be able to highlight that later. And there's a number of them out there. The Dad Surviving Divorce, a buddy of mine, Dwayne, spelled with the wrong spelling, out in Cali. He's got a organization where he provides help for people. But once you realize that it's happening, you be sure to acknowledge it, understand it, and start working through it. And you got to do it for the betterment of yourself and your kids. That I keep stressing that, it's not. I assume most of the people here, if not all, are parents. And you have to look out for your own emotional well-being. You can't be, trying to save everybody else and not yourself. It's that whole, when you get on a lifeboat, you put your jacket on first kind of thing. But the next thing is to reach out for professional help. Seeking therapy, counseling, provide a safe space to discuss challenges. If you know me, know from previous podcasts and everything, I'm not a huge fan of counseling for a number of reasons. A lot of them are blue-haired, and it just doesn't, whatever you feel, that type of stuff. This is where you want to find an accountability partner, find some people in those the groups that I've talked about, or trying to find a buddy of yours that you can, dump on and share with and talk with and have them hold you accountable. Stuff like that. But if you need professional help, I recommend interviewing a number of them, find out what their background is, if it aligns with you emotionally, spiritually, and all that fun stuff. Just because it says Christian on the front doesn't necessarily mean that. I can almost speak from experience on that one. And if it doesn't have it, don't necessarily believe that either. It's one of those, you need to find one that kind of fits where you're at, and you guys can have a relationship if you go the counseling route through a professional. Personally, I would find a group of guys that you can hang with, and that's sometimes the best therapy of all is getting some like-minded individuals in a group and talking through stuff and sharing and just getting through all that. It's going to make things a lot better. And as kind of getting ahead here, utilizing support groups. There's a bunch of them. If you don't know of one, start one. On the website, I've got links and all that to other groups. Check those out for your area, so you can do some in-person stuff, you can do some online stuff. There's all kinds of different things. Read some books, find some hobbies, do different things that's going to help you de-stress. Find out what your hobbies are. It's going to help me a lot. Let's see here. Practice self-care. And for the guys out there, I already know what you're thinking. No. But, okay, whatever. Encourage patients to prioritize self-care activities, such as exercise, hobbies, relaxation techniques. It can alleviate stress and improve mental well-being. Exercise. If you know me from the Big Show with Jimmy Smith, it's on Sundays at 6 p.m. On the Dad Talk Today network. He's a big advocate for exercise and getting that mental health where it needs to be. That is a huge resource. Hit the gym, get some dumbbells, lifts, whatever. Get exercise, run, walk, do something. And as much as I want to say, oh, hey, Dennis, thank you for liking the stream, appreciate it. But getting out there and doing something. Unfortunately, I spend a lot of time. What you see here is kind of my world. Again, I got my Transformers, my Voltrons, my memorabilia, my swords, my arcade cabinet, and all that. And I'm pretty happy here. But I got to get out there and get some vitamin D in me every once in a while. And that didn't come out right. I'll probably have to scrub that from the show because you crazy guys are going to take advantage of that. I just know it. But you got to get out there and interact with people. It's hard to do sometimes, but you got to do it. Find some hobbies. I have a lot of personal hobbies. Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a huge nerd. Playing video games, coding, 3D printing. Working on my Mustang, which here pretty soon the weather's going to get cool enough to where I can start doing that again, and doing those things, and that kind of helps you get through the day and get your mind off all the crap you're going through. Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you're watching some TV, some good old television is the way to go. But that's some ideas there to help out and get you
Chris
kind of back where you need to be.
Ha 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 ha, nicely put.
Okay, Chris knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. And that's something about the show is, I'm keeping it very light. I know some of this stuff is some pretty heavy stuff, and I know people are going through things, but from the mental issues I have, through the crap I've run up, I use inappropriate humor. That's how I get through the day. If you watched last week's show, you saw at a certain part in there where
should have worded that differently.
Worded differently. I was talking about something, and Jimmy and I play zombies on Modern Warfare 3 together, and he came on to the text-to-speech and ripped me a new one on it, and it was a big laugh. You got to have guys that you can cut up with. That's going to save you 11 times out of 10. I highly recommend having those kind of guys out there that you can count on, that you can count on them, they can count on you. It's a wonderful thing. And I'm going to try not to use something that talks about self-practice care, because we all know what everyone's thinking. Communicating with partners and family. This is a double-edged sword. I mean, if you're the one that's causing you stress is your partner and or family, kind of hard to do that. You need to find other people you can not like tattle on or do whatever, but someone other than your partner or family, and have them help you. Maybe be able to talk to them better.
Chris says,
do different things there.
You're
that are
doing great,
out.
and I can tell you're hitting topics right on the head that are 100% relatable.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. I'm hoping. Yeah, I have a kind of a bucket of ideas and things, and I kind of dress those up, condense them down, and hopefully have a fun show and hopefully educate, get people thinking about stuff. But yeah, thank you for the feedback. That I haven't missed the target today. Let's see here. Yeah, parents and family. Sitting down with your family if you can, and just having an open, honest conversation. And again, be careful, especially if you think the big D's. God, I did it again. Divorce is on the horizon. I said the big D's coming. I already saw 10 people go into the keyboard or the phone. But if you're already having issues with your spouse, maybe sitting down with them and doing that, unless you can do it really constructively, that may make things worse. But sit there and work with your accountability partner and other friends, trusted people. That's another thing, is only people you can trust, because you got people that you think you can trust that then spread it out and put their own spin on it and cause more drama, which then increases the stress. It's really weird how people are. But really kind of talk to them, say, hey, look, I'm having these issues at work. I'm doing this, and the kids are driving me nuts, and I need a little bit of break, or
Chris says,
do different things there. But yeah, it's working with different people, and again, a number of sports groups that I just mentioned. Reach out to them, sign up, answer the questions, of course, and then talk about these things, and that's going to hopefully improve everyone's overall mental health. Seeking resources from schools and community. There are, and again, obviously, I'm broadcasting to all 50 states and hopefully beyond. I think we had someone from across the pond there last week, which was pretty awesome. But figure out your school, community, and see what they have. Quick Google searches help out when trying to find that. See if they have any free counseling services. If you're faith based, talk to your pastor and see if your church has anything. There may be other things in your community that can help you out there and all that. And spend a little time on Google. And there's of course some books that you can read, but there's different things that you can do to make you. And I think part of it also is realizing it. I mean, there are times that you've sat there and you're just going into this funk, and then you go, "Ooh, wait a second! I'm depressed. I'm upset. This issue. I'm getting 3 hours of sleep a night. This issue is impacting me. How? Okay, that it's an issue. I got to fix it, because guys, we're fixers. We see a problem, we try to make a solution, and we work through it. This is, once you acknowledge it, realize it, and then start getting resources and start working the problem and getting it fixed up. That's the way to go. Let's see here. Yeah, educate about mental health. Parents should educate themselves about mental health and parenting strategies, better understand and manage their own well-being and then other children. This is one, again, it's not just you that you got to worry about, is your kids. You start seeing them acting a little weird now. Some of it's being a teenager, and I don't know if y'all remember what it was like to be a teenager. I barely do. But yeah, during that time, you're going through some weird stuff, and what's weird is it's hard for me to even relate to my kid. There's some things that we can relate on, but like, I didn't have the internet. If I made a post that was not whatever, I couldn't get what is that Shane? I don't know what is even called, is how old I am. But I didn't have that issue. I just got made fun of for a day or two for doing something stupid, and then a week or two later, we all got back to making fun of somebody else. Today, this stuff lives forever. People on social media and the way that stuff stays there. But you want to keep an eye on the kids and see what's going on, and seek out appropriate resources to see if you can't help them. Again, not a fan of this next one or CPS or some of those, because anytime you get the government involved, and you're getting the government involved, and I'm just not a fan of it. The last one I say very sparingly: consider medication. This is one of those from the, these are options, and I figure I'd give you the options. You do with it what you will. But medication, if you spoke with your doctor, your therapist, and they think that you would benefit from X type of medication, I'd research the hell out of it. I'll be honest, I watch way too much TV, but they always have these commercials on where take Prosecco or whatever the heck it is, and it's going to make you feel happy. Side effects include diarrhea, explosive diarrhea, throwing up, heart palpitations. It's like the issue is worse than the cure, and then you got to take all these other medications, and it does that. And of course, the big pharma makes a lot of money off of that. I would say, if you get it built into where you're just under an amazing a lot of stress, and you just need something to take the edge off, and medication's the only thing that after you've looked at everything else, and use it sparingly, and have a goal that in 3 months, 6 months, whatever. And I've talked to your doctor about it, but get off of it and get back to being able to manage it on your own. Now again, there's going to be situations where it's a lifetime situation, or you need to be on it longer. It's just all depends, but it's just one of those, you want to get your mental health back, and you want to do it as naturally as possible. I mean, if you're like I was, 270 pounds and the weight of the world and all that stuff, and it was like, okay, maybe I should take pills. No, I got off my fat ass. I worked with Jimmy and Eric. They were both exercising and doing that, and I got on a regimen and started losing weight. I'm actually down to 195 today. As of today, we're down to 195. So I've lost 75 pounds. Woo me. But that's actually has done a lot for my mental well-being, man. Before I was all, I'd lay down and my double, triple chin would like keep me from breathing and stuff. I was on a CPAP machine. I was taking medication for high blood pressure and all kinds of other crap. But losing all that weight and getting my mind right has helped me mentally. And I'm, getting off of medications, and I'm no longer using a CPAP, so I'm not like Darth Vader anymore. So
Chris says,
me and the better. Oh.
Got a problem.
Yeah.
Here, take this pill equals got 3 new problems. Take these 4 pills equals years of detoxing from their chemicals.
I would say that's not just my opinion. That's a
opinion.
fact. That's what happens. You take one pill, we got to give you these 3 others, and then you're hooked in, and then you got to just stay with it, and then the prices go up, and then, we got this other thing. A lot of times, I hate to be blunt here, but they're all pill pushers. And you don't necessarily need those things. So, I'm a big sparingly, if nothing else makes sense, use it temporarily. But, I'd be all over the side effects and being able to get off it as soon as possible, because the goal is to get off it. Like when I'm on high blood pressure, now mine is kind of hereditary. But a lot of it's weight. My goal is either get off or get completely down off of my blood pressure medication, which it seems to be working. That's your goal. Like if you're having stress, hey, I need this. I need to get a pill because nothing else is working to get me off of this. And then I'm going to start walking, doing hobbies, bettering myself, reading a book, writing a book, getting with friends, doing whatever makes you happy and gets you happier, so that then in 3 months, 6 months, once you've executed that plan, you can get off the damn pill. That's kind of the goal there, to do that. I'm going to and I can't use the word, and I'm going to ask everyone not to type the word. So I'm going to use other language because social media will definitely shut this one down, but I do want to talk about it since it is a big deal. Is the self-deletion rates. That's the special word I have to use, is deletion rates. This is what we're dealing with. Again, this is up through 2021. This is from the CDC, so this isn't, Bob's 100-person poll or whatever. This is actually from the CDC. And, we're seeing an uptick in the number. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to make sure my mouse comes over here. I need to put a pointer on that one, something to code for next week. But, we've got the number of self-deletions, and we're going to talk about some other stuff as well, and then some help for those people. But they're going up. We've always been on the rise. We've always been a lot higher, as you can tell here from the data of self-deletions. And, females are, at 5.7. They're actually going up a bit. Males are at 22.8. That's a lot. People that have said, I am done. And I not to get too morbid right out of the gate here, but I see it all the time in this arena. We see it elsewhere, but guys that have had their kids taken away from them, have been reduced to visitors, have been made fun of in court, had all their possessions taken from them, had their reputation smeared and all that. It gets to a certain point and they self-delete. It happens. We had one earlier this week. It happens a lot, unfortunately, and it's one of the things that needs to stop. we've got to have people available, and I wish there were other ways. I know that Sean does some stuff, and there's a number of others. I don't want to miss anybody's name or group, but there's a number of groups out there that they are there. I know Mike Whitney, he does a lot. I mean, that guy's been on the phone with people at 4 a.m. talking them off a ledge. But there are resources, and actually the Pissed Off Parent website, there was a section for family healing that talks about that. It has some links, so if you're looking for at least something quick without Googling it or reaching out, I check the website out there and click that, listen to some of the podcasts, some of the other information I have there. And that's an area I'm hoping to dress up here in a bit with some other stuff to help people out, because, again, the problem's getting worse, and it's because of all the issues that we're facing. Men, I mean, you can't argue with the numbers. That it's one of those, it is what it is. Here is the percentage of Americans, and again, I'm talking just the Americans here. I could have got worldwide, but that's another scary number. We are like one of the most medicated countries in the world. It is like not even funny. Finland's like right behind us, if I remember correctly. But anyway, this is the percentage of Americans that are on antidepressants. And this data is from the CDC, so you can go to the CDC, Google, pop, and I mean, it's the same information. But you'll see the whole both sexes. Let's just break that out here. You've got females in the 60 and over range and 40 to 59. They are going up. And there's another graph out there that I use that I think strikes the point home as far as females and antidepressant use. That with it going up, but women, young women, you can see the numbers. It's crazy, but the numbers are really bad. For men now, or I'm sorry, for women. Men are starting to catch up a little bit, but women primarily are the ones that have all the mental health issues. And I know we want to joke about that. I mean, I've made the joke a million times that 25% of all females are medicated, and I'm like, wow, that leaves 75% of y'all running around unmedicated, haha. But the facts are, women as a category, as a sex, are 25%. I mean, this is an older, I think this is from 2018, so the numbers have actually gotten worse. I think it's more over 25, 26% now, but it's actually getting worse, and it's like, what's happening? I mean, they've had suffrage rights, they've had all the same rights we do, they've done all these different things, and their mental health has just gone off the deep end. And we can all talk about why and all that, but it's really bad. Actually, they had an article or a video that came out in an article, but a couple of years ago, about a girl that she shaved her head and became a guy. She eventually self-deleted because the world for a man is so much tougher for a man than a woman, because again, women are loved intrinsically for what they are and who they are. Men are only cared about or loved if they produce something. It's what they can acquire and what they can provide to people, and that's just a reality that we have to talk to. And
Joseph says they're not bags.
There we go. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Let me see if I can give something away on the show, because we have a winner. Yes, again, all the hate mail from the women, don't care. Nutbags. There's nothing else to be said about that. It is what it is. And you know what? Prove me wrong. I would love to see the data that proves me wrong. I'll wait. Okay. The final or the next thing here, and I got a little bit more on it, but shows the percentage of the data of women that are struggling mental health and all that, and it shows just the prevalence and basically this is the overall and how it's getting worse and worse and worse. And men are, like I was talking about earlier, men are doing that too. Oh, hey, Savoy Owl, thank you for the liking the stream, appreciate it. Always love the likes, shares, subscribes, all that fun stuff. And when you do it, you get a shout out on the show. Yay! We all win. But this just kind of shows the numbers. And I found an article, and this is kind of on topic, but kind of not. But this was in the conversation or the conversation website, and it was actually a Finland study. They actually looked at 29,000 Finns, I think they're called Finns, between the ages of 50 and 70 that went through a divorce, and they call it the gray divorce. There's a new, and we're going to be using the word gray later on, but it's called the gray divorce, and that was basically after the kids are raised and everything's done. Then the woman decides, I'm checking out, getting my cash and prizes, and bolting out of here. Ladies, I hate to tell you this here, but after that's over, you all, and I didn't capture because it was behind a paywall and I'm not going to pay for it. Also the joke, kind of. But they said that the percentage of antidepressant use in women in that age group, you saw from the American side of it, goes through the roof as compared to men in that same study. But what happens is after women get divorced, they think they're getting their freedom, their independence, and it's going to be great and all that. They blow through all the assets that their husband acquired for them over the decades, and then they're just in a horrible mood, and they need to be medicated. And they're part of the ones that go on that huge spike. I wish I had that graph. That huge spike of getting on antidepressants and being medicated. So we've got, again, ladies between, well, the one report showed 40, but this one here is 50 to 70. It shows their antidepressant use goes through the roof after they go through their great divorce. So divorcing their husband didn't make them happy. If I need to bottom shelf that for anyone out there, that's pretty much, fact on there, at least from that study. Okay, let's see. Oh, I do want to get into another part of self-deletion. And this kind of gets into the some benefits here, or some help, is I want to talk about veterans, and that would be military veterans that went through the armed forces, they're vets, honorable discharge, all that fun stuff. This graph here shows, and you'll see, and if you know your history and you look at the years, you'll maybe piece together, I don't want to bottom shelf everything, but you'll piece together skyrocketing numbers from 2006, 2008, the dip, and then the back up, and all that, and we can talk about all that. The fact remains, but we have and this is from the veteran annual report from November 2020. I didn't see anything that's newer than that, but this just shows the scary number, and veterans are taking their lives at an increasing rate, as you can see. And they have a special set of circumstances that impact them, because not only, you and I got a hangnail from clicking my keyboard, and I deal with whatever, go back to my life. Well, a veteran, he's been over on the battlefield watching his buddies perish, and the regiment, and all the different things that happen. And then, after their tour's over, they get shipped back over here. They get like 5 seconds of coddle time, if that, and I'm just saying that jokingly, and they get dumped back into their 9 to 5, have to find a job, a spouse that they haven't connected with in 3 years. There's, of course, issues there, a kid that may or may not be theirs, and all the other things that impact all of us, but they're like, this is all brand new, and they're expected to reacclimated back into society with no issues. Well, the data shows, and I want to talk a little bit more about this, but the data shows that that's not happening. We got, unfortunately, our vets are self-deleting at a crazy rate. Part of the reason why this became I'm going to click through this real quick. Part of the reason why I'm kind of bringing this up now is I had the fortunate opportunity this past Thursday, and if you can see on the screen the picture on everyone's right, I assume I'm not backwards here. I'm also a member of a Rotary program, or Rotary is a worldwide program that's out there to stop polio. There's a number of things I'm involved with. Part of my self-help that I do is I do a lot of philanthropic stuff for people and help people out. Rotary is one of those many things. And they do a number of different programs aside from the eradicating polio. That's why it started, and then they get involved in a number of other things, service projects, helping the community out, et cetera, et cetera. But I had the fortune when we were doing, and you can actually watch the live stream if you go to the Golden Triangle Rotary. You'll see that live stream. Actually, I did the live stream. I'm the tech guy for a lot of different things. This is just one of the many. But we had a gentleman by the name of Carl Monger that he's a member of the organization, or he's actually the president of the gallantfew.org, and you can see their website there in the lower left-hand corner. And he talked about the issues that are impacting the veterans when they come back. Now, he was talking about it again from he does a lot of stuff helping people out in that area. And he brought up a story, which then piqued my interest. Of course, I'm doing a million different things, trying to make sure the video quality is good and all the stuff I'm kind of doing here. So I was doing that, but he said something that perked my interest. He was helping a guy out. I think his name was Chris. You can watch it on the stream. And he had just gotten back, blah, blah, blah. He was going through a divorce, and it was having a lot of issues, a lot of problems. and couldn't get back or couldn't get started again, when the story started out. And then you working with gallantfew.org, he took some assessments, got some free resources, got in with a group of guys and gals that, and again, this is either male or female, is if you're a veteran is the big thing. And they work in this all over the country, all over the United States. They work with them to be a listening ear. Actually, Carl is a certified therapist. And again, it's a smaller organization, but they are nationwide. But and I got his permission to talk about this. He's actually we may end up having him on the show, either mine or Jimmy's at some point. But there are resources that are available for veterans, and I'm asking anyone out there that knows a vet, that is a vet, to talk to these people. Again, it's free of charge. It's not they're gonna charge you whatever. Now they do take donations and all that because they're the 501c3 organization. And they obviously accept donations. They do different runs and different things. But they'll take these guys. I think they were talking about going to Colorado and doing a rappelling doohickey, and they brought all the guys that used to rappel, and then that was a way to get them back into a good mental health spot because these guys don't understand doing a 9 to 5 or flipping burgers or working on a computer, but they understand how to jump out of a helicopter or an airplane and rappel down the side of a building to take out the objective. So when he's got these guys out there, they're like, I'm back, I'm back, I'm where I need to be. And then they're getting counseled and talked to, and they're a lot more receptive to it. And it's a really great program. So I would highly encourage everybody that either is a vet or knows a vet to at least kick on gallantfew.org, Carl at gallantfew.org. That's his email address. Tell him that Dwayne Ward, he does know me as a pissed off parent, but briefly, he's probably trying to figure it out, like, who the hell's this guy? I mean, he knew who I was from here, but doesn't know my other thing. That's one of the things that I do, is I don't walk into every organization or everything that I do and go, hi, I'm the pissed off parent, I'm here to tick people off. Hey, my real name, Dwayne Ward, and, I'm talking, and then once I develop a rapport, then I kind of go in for the kill to help you guys out, because I'm assuming no one would have heard of this, had we went there, but I'm always trying to help out the equal shared parenting community in some way. This is a service that hopefully veterans can use to get their to get healthy and to get back on track. So check it out. Check out the website. Shoot them an email. If you feel led to donate to something that kind of hits you and you want to donate to them, they do accept donations. And I feel my cat jumping on the back of my chair, so you may see my cat making a surprise appearance. Anyway, I'm sorry. Oh, my clicking didn't work there. That's Carl Monger, great guy, super personable. Again, highly recommend him. Okay, let's switch gears here into co-parenting effectively. Challenges of co-parenting. Common challenges faced by co-parents. Emotional turmoil post-divorce. Wow, I can't imagine that one. Different parenting styles. Can't imagine that one. Scheduling conflicts. Can't imagine that one. And communication breakdowns. Totally can't imagine that one. It's funny, when I was doing the research and pulling this stuff in, I'm reading it going, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Really? I mean, you shouldn't even have to write this. Everyone should know, yeah, this is exactly what's happening. So you're dealing with all the problems with the divorce, the breakup, again for the non-married folks, the breakup, and then trying to co-parent, and you only either get the weekend, every other weekend, or not enough time, and then the other parent inserts their authority and does all this other stuff with you. So you got to figure out how to play chess, not checkers. You'll hear me say that a number of times. You've always got to look at these situations and be a guy and figure out how to win at win at chess, because you're not playing checkers, you're playing chess with this. You got to look at the end game. Some tips here is, and I know this sounds silly, and I'm guilty of it, just like everybody else. I mean, I'm not sitting here in my pissed off parent throne here going, oh, you should do this. I'm guilty of it just like everybody else, but keeping the focus on what's best for the children. And what I mean, and this may hit people the right way or the wrong way, is you get a call. And, well, you've probably been on the receiving end of it. Most of the guys here, I'd say all the guys have been on the receiving end of this. But let's flip it around to do that whole. Let's look at it from a whole different point of view. So your ex-spouse, ex-partner, whatever, says, "Hey, got a Christmas thing coming up on the 20th, which is your weekend, and little Johnny is excited to go." And you go, "Nope, not happening." because it's my time. It's, blah, blah, blah. Is that what's best for the kids? And where you do the chestnut checkers is you then use that as an opportunity to negotiate. Like, well, you know what? That is my time. I tell you what, why don't we flip weekends or flip time or, whatever your situation is. And this is that thinking out of the box. And instead of being, no, no, no. And I get it. I've been there. I've done it. I am not sitting here going, this is the way it should be done. And you guys are losers if you don't do it my way. I've been that ass. I couldn't think of a different word to use. I've been that ass. I've said, nope, not happening. My time. And I had to sit back and think, what's best for the kids? What's going to give them the best outcome? What's going to give them? I mean, again, this is that whole chestnut checkers. Checkers, yeah, you tell her, go kick rocks, go kiss your butt. You're definitely going to jump over the thing and collect that checker, but you're not playing checkers. You're playing chess. If you do an idea like I was saying earlier, and again, this is going to go in a whole bunch of different areas. If you start doing that, then she may, again, unless she's a total narcissist and power, which they all are. I'm not going to joke about that. She may remember that, or that may open up a dialogue, an olive branch, as it were. That may open up to the next time you need them for something, where you go, hey, I let you have Christmas. I've got Hanukkah. Can I, I want to take the kids to this, or whatever that scenario is. And it sounds like my cats are going a little nutty over here, so I'm like, they of course waited until I was live before they did it. But anyway, some things here, and this is another area I really want to jump into, but utilizing tools like the co-parenting apps, the Our Family Wizard, Cozy. I'd actually never heard of Cozy. I guess that's a Yankee one. I'm down here in the South, and they use Our Family Wizard. I don't know if it's regional, but I like saying Yankee every once in a while for scheduling updates. Set regular check-ins or meetings to discuss issues, and then the Gray Rock. I want to kind of combine all that because I want you guys broke up for a reason, and your only connection really is your kids, and you got to do what's best for them. So the Gray Rock here, and when I talk to people about what the Gray Rock is and how your communication should work, they sometimes look at me like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And really what it is, the Gray Rock method is a technique for dealing with narcissists, there's that word, by responding in a bland, uninteresting way until they lose interest. The goal is to cut off the narcissistic supply by making yourself appear uninteresting and deprive them of the reaction they seek. I don't know about the rest of you, but my narcissist would say and do stupid crap just to get the reaction, just to argue. I mean, we would argue about the sky being a certain color or, the day of the week. And it was just to get you riled up. And I'm sure if you think back, you're like, yeah, mama, Gray Rock, they did the narcissistic thing on me. They did this to me. Darn it. This is a bunch of crap. You've got to outsmart them. And this is that whole chestnut checkers thing. When I talk about the Gray Rock, and that's what it is, a Gray Rock, where it kind of came from, is there's a rock on the beach, and there's colorful rocks, and there's a Gray Rock. And when you're walking on the beach, you don't even notice the Gray Rock. That's what you want to be. And when I talk about the communication, I don't do it, never
Chris says,
do it.
Our Family Wizard is very expensive. Look into AppClose, it's exactly the same and free of charge.
There you go. Free. There's a free idea. AppClose. It's free of charge. Boom. There you go. I know a lot of the courts like to mandate it because they get kickbacks from the other stuff. But yeah, find a written communication method that's going to be admissible in court. There's a whole other thing. And when you do that, it's going to help out if you have to go back to court for issues. Now, I can spend hours telling you guys about the times that you've brought back the records that show that she was actually being a nut job, and the judge doesn't do anything. Well, unfortunately that's the system that we're in. But I'm trying to give you guys ideas to at least set yourselves up to the highest level of success. But when you're communicating with your ex-partner, it should always be in writing. Always. no verbal communication whatsoever. I know, again, I tell everybody to record. I don't even have my recorders anymore. But video recording, always having that thing going. Don't be showing it off like you're on whatever. Like, not going to do that, because that is not going to work. It needs to be like in your pocket. I know we got first party, second party. Figure out your state recording rules, but especially if you're in public, shouldn't matter. But be recording all the time. That should be advice anyway. But when you're communicating, and part of it is, if you get that text back or you get that call and she's acting nutty, you're gonna respond more than likely emotionally. You're going to be like, that bitch, blah blah blah, and lose your cool and say something that's it's gonna come back to hit you. If you get the My Wizard app or the Cozy or the that other app that Chris was mentioning, and you get that, you sit on it, hopefully for 24 hours. You should really never respond the same day. You should really like wait some time, figure out the crafting of your response email or communication, and then and it should always be it should be the kids only. It should be the facts of the matter and the solution, whatever it is. It's very generic. And talking from personal experience, it took a while, because before I would get an email and I'd write a fucking book about all the stupid crap that she was doing and why and how I had hot links to video and audio and documentation showing how stupid she was. It didn't matter. It fed her supply. She was laughing her ass off. That changed to like two sentence emails, or 3-word responses, yes, no, and all that, and it got much better. Now, she tried to do stupid stuff or whatever, but it got much better, and I think I've talked about it on previous episodes. But try that when you're working with especially a high conflict ex, and just be the gray rock. And for God, I think I even wrote it here. Avoid. I put it in red. Avoid telling the person you're using this approach. Oh my God. Don't monologue. And hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about with monologuing in the what was that movie with the the cartoon with the superheroes. Oh my God, you caught me monologuing. Don't tell the person, I'm gonna gray rock you. That's gonna piss them off. It's so much better just to start using the approach and seeing what happens, and again, look at the end result, end goal, and then going with that. That's going to get you the best results there. And then another one is communication. Yeah, text, email only, and never through the kids. Oh my God. On my side, my ex would always try to do that, and it's like, no, don't. The kids are innocent. Oh, they were screwed up, but they're innocent, screwed up. Don't involve the kids. It's not worth it. And again, I'm not 100% on that, because I've said things, I've done things. I'm not perfect by any sort of imagination, but I would just say make a concerted effort to not communicate with the kids or through the kids on issues, because it puts them in ill, and that's not where they should be. Okay. Create a parenting plan. Outline a formal agreement covering custody, visitation, parenting responsibilities, and discuss how a well-structured plan can prevent conflicts and provide stability for the children. I want to, let's see here if I can throw this over. There we go. On the Pissed Off Parent app, there we go. Preparing for a divorce breakup. I talked about it last week and before, but on there, free resources. But I have 3 main sections: of divorce custody settlement guide, regrets after signing a custody agreement, and things I wish I knew before getting divorced in custody. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that when you're making that custody agreement visitation schedule that you need to do, because your attorney, who's getting billable hours, will not tell you about, and try to probably discourage you because they want those billable hours at whatever it is it like $700 an hour now? Crazy nonsense. You can do this stuff yourself. Don't really need them, but I put a couple out there. But okay, car things to think about. So you're getting divorced. When I got divorced, my kids were 12 and 7. Wasn't really thinking about cars and all that stuff. Well, what happened when they turned 16? They're going to get a car. Who's going to buy it? Who's going to have the title? Because they're 16. They're not old enough to legally buy a car, so it's got to be in someone's name. And my cat just jumped on the back of me. Hope everybody's enjoying that view. This is a live show, and this is what happens. And this is what my cat does when she decides that she's not getting enough attention. Anyway, so you'll have to bear with me as we do that. This is actually kind of funny. But with the car and car insurance, who's going to maintain insurance? Who's going to be titled in? Because that's going to cause some back and forth, because that is an asset. And is that asset going to be his, or going to be yours, or hers? Don't know. Also, and I'm going to get a little personal here on the car insurance. With car insurance, if you put it in your name, well, what happens if your ex-spouse decides to get in the car and drive around, gets into an accident, and hurts herself? She's going to sue your ass. So I put stuff in to where she is not allowed in that car. She is not covered, not allowed to be in the car, blah, blah, blah. And that fixes that. But these are things for you to think about when you're making that visitation. Because, again, hopefully after you guys get the divorce, you go through your whatevers and you guys get to a good level playing field. And then your kid says, "Hey, Daddy, I want a car." And then you go, "Oh, let's go to the agreement and pull it up and go, oh, well, you know what? I'm buying the car. It's going to be in my name. Your mother and I are going to split the insurance. It'll be in my name. These people will be specifically excluded, blah, whatever your situation is. You can write up however you want to. And then it's not a conversation because here's what's going to happen. After your divorce, you've sworn off all women. You hate women, blah, blah, blah. And then you find a girl and she's different. Then you're going to deal with that on the other end. Well, years have gone by, and your ex has probably gotten crazier, which they all do. And then you say, "Hey, ex so and so, it's time for Johnny to get his car." She's going to be like, "Oh, hell no, blah blah blah." Well, you got the document. It resolves as in writing. There's no issues. There's so many others. I mean, I don't want to go through all these. You guys can go to the free website, free app, and pull this and start thinking about it as you're going through it, or even if you are divorced, going back to amend it or conversations to have. I still have stuff in here, communicating with each other. One of the holidays. Well, here's something. You get divorced or you break up. Well, what happens when Uncle Johnny passes away that your kid loved, and it's not your weekend? You're screwed. I mean, you can beg her. Do you want to? No, have it in writing. When when my family, if someone passes away, regardless of time, that parent will be able to go to a 3-day funeral, whatever, and then that time will be immediately given back. Whatever you want to come up with, but that's stuff you need to think about. And your attorney's not going to talk about these. I can promise you, your attorney will not talk about those things, because what happens? Well, you got to come back. They see additional conflict, additional money. They got to put their kids through college, and that's just kind of unfortunate the way it's going to go. Okay, yeah, conflict resolution, active listening, staying calm during the disagreements. Let me pop this back off here. Yeah, staying calm.
Chris
I will
says,
say,
LOL, they're all different until they're not.
Well, hopefully, Chris, you got my little tongue in cheek, because I make a statement and my wife does. She's we're not all the same. I'm like, they're all the same. And I know I get a lot of hate mail, and I'm different. I'm like, yeah, prove me wrong. I'll wait. Anyway, so as far as active listening and staying calm, the gray rock method comes in hand. Part of that is you're just sitting there like, yeah. I mean, you just stone cold Steve Austin kind of fate. Well, I probably shouldn't use his name, but you're stone cold. And you're like, no emotion, because that's what they want. They want to get the emotion out of you. They want to get you acting crazy. And it's funny seeing my cat sitting on my thing. I hope everybody's enjoying that. It's my cat hat. Anyway, encouraging co-parent state mediation of conflicts persist. Yes, have it written into your agreement that you would go to ex-counselor, ex-parish, ex-church, ex-person, someone that you trust, your parents, their parent, whoever you have a equally good conversation with, and do that. But it's best to get it all ironed out up front, so you don't have to, and you don't have to deal with it. You can move on with your life, and you don't have the stress, which leads to the mental stress, which leads to the other problems. I think as guys, we're planners. We like to plan stuff. Don't like to shoot from the hip all the time. If you got a well set up plan, all you do is execute it. Those little things will happen along the way, like this. I didn't imagine when I was setting this thing up that my cat would jump on the back of my chair, but here we are. But having a plan, that's the big thing, and knowing, always thinking 3-5 moves ahead, thinking out in the future, 1, 5, 10, 20 years. Oh, Chris Keene has liked the stream. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Yeah, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we're good to go. All right, let's see here. Moving on. Be flexible and understanding. Highlight the need for adaptability in scheduling and parenting roles. After the... my cat's just having a field day here. Let me put her down. Love these live shows. highlight the need for adaptability in scheduling and parenting roles. This is the one where, they're getting the chestnut checkers. If she calls and says, hey, I want to do whatever, as long as she's not taking advantage, it's good for the kids, make it happen. And then I'd say get it in writing that you will get the same time back, or when it's time for you to do something, it's going to work out. I mean, it's that keeping the emphasis on the kids. That's it. And I know it's hard to do. I mean, I'm hoping no one that's joined in is like thinking that I've got all this stuff figured out. This is actually me. I'm out of the system now. Me looking back, going things that I could have done differently. That's part of some of the things that I've done is how could I have done things differently. Let's see. Emphasize the importance of respecting each other in front of the children. I'm going to emphasize in front of the children. Dude, I'm going to be human here. I mean, I'll say it right now. I have said a million times, that you need to make sure you chop her head off and put her body on two separate sides of water so her body doesn't reanimate. I am known for that statement. But I wouldn't say that in front of the kids. Well, actually, I have probably said that in front of the kids, but they figured it out.
What's new, cat? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, and she's back on. She decides to pick now. She's not getting her attention, and she's a female cat, so there you go. She's not getting her attention, so she demands it. Okay, let's get to the Mythbuster round here. And this is something that I'll set it up here. So you can, on Facebook and YouTube, you can vote on this. And I just want to do a quick Mythbuster here is the statement, fathers are not important to children. So what you do is you grab your phone, web browser, whatever you're on, phone, tablet, on either YouTube or Facebook, and you'll type in a T if you think that statement's true, or a F for false if you think it's false, and then we will tally the results here in a second. And I'm going to switch screens, and we can see this live updating. So far we've got one person that thought it was true. That's interesting, unless that's a bug, but I'm assuming it's true. But this is a opportunity for you to say, do you think it's true that fathers are not important to children? True or false? T for true, F for false. We'll give it a few seconds here. And actually, I got one more poll later, but I just wanted to see what everybody thinks. And I know everyone's probably giving like, really, duh, okay, but I got polls, darn it. I not stripper polls, but I got polls, and I'm Polish, so there's that. But this is something that you can, I try to get some interactivity, so you're not just sitting there watching some old guy with a cat messing around. And it's funny, on my work computer, my cat is actually sitting on the laptop screen doing who knows what. I'm sure sending IMs to all my coworkers, and she's looking straight at me like I did something wrong. Here we are. But all right, you know what? Looks like either no one wants to do it or no one's doing it. So I guess I'll move on here to the answer and all that. But the answer is that fathers are incredibly important to children.
F.
Oh, okay. Well, we got one. All right. So the benefits with a father being in a child's life is you just there's nothing you can do about it. There's so much overwhelming evidence that a father being there, and I've highlighted a number of different benefits across a couple things here, but. And you can also look at it if you go to the IFS, the Institute for Family Studies, and you can look at that to verify the data if you don't believe me. But benefits for the family, so it's not even the kids, the wife, the husband. Benefits for the entire family is a benefit from a higher level of family income. Facts are men earn more money, and it's not because there's this mythical wage gap. There's not. It's if you look at the data, men take the tougher jobs. We work the longer hours. We deal with more crap. We do more work. We spend more time there. We do, and the type of work that we do commands a higher salary. And it was funny. This is what I find funny in my little dig for the day. I've had a couple. Is that women have had suffrage rights and equal rights for about 100 years now or more, and that needle really hasn't moved in the types of jobs that they've looked for. Now they want to whine about it because they don't want to deal in reality and deal with the facts that women take the traditional female roles. They do not, in large part, definitely not in large part, but really at all, in the man-centered fields that then command more of a higher salary. And your roughnecks out on the oil rig, they're going to get a higher salary than a part-time school teacher or something. That's just the way it is. So in the man-woman environment for the family is a higher level of income for the family. Reduce risk of poverty. Again, we've pretty well moved away, and I'd love to share information on the government's plan to do all this and screw people over. Thanks, ladies. But the poverty thing, getting women into the workforce, in your single income families, you have the man traditionally handling the working, the woman handles some of the things in the house. But today, in large part, it is two incomes at least, and of course with inflation and everything else, look where we're at. But having the man in the house, especially over the woman, reduce the risk of poverty because you'll have two incomes and all that, and of course they're making more money. And then increase time flexibility. When you got two players, they can do more stuff. One can knock out the bills. One can cook dinner. One can take the kids here. One can do that. One can fix the house. One can mow the lawn. One can do the dishes. You got flexibility to do that. As far as increased benefits for the kids, you got reduced rates of prematurity and infant mortality. Having the father there, so they did in the study. You had SIDS and children deleting. I'm trying to make sure I don't use the bad words. They've said, hey, if the dad's in the house, that happened less. When it's mommy only, happens more. You guys figure out why. Less crying as newborns. I thought that was an interesting one, but again, they got the data, not me. So when the man's there, I don't know if he just goes, man up, or rub some dirt on it and shut up, or he's probably throwing the baby in the air like 20 feet in the air and stuff and having fun and roughhousing with the kid. The kid's like, I'm having the time of my life. I'm not gonna cry. This is awesome. Fewer academic challenges. The data is so, oh my gosh, on academics. Kids with their dads, they do better in school. Fact. With single run, female run homes, which is over, I think it's 26% now nationwide. We're actually number one in the world for single family female led homes. And you see how we're doing academically, but when the man's in the house, things go good. Wonder why. Reduce risk-taking behavior and delinquency in adolescence. Oh boy, I could sit here and tell you personal stories on that one, but risk-taking behavior. Now, again, with guys, we do a lot of stupid crap. We're on our bikes back in the day, jumping ramps, doing all kinds of stupid crap. I don't know how they were able to get around it, but the data's the data. But there's, I guess, with female only, I guess the kids are out late at night and doing stuff that their dad would definitely put a stop to, so they don't do that. Behavioral challenges. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, the old saying, wait till your father gets home, or, the dads are generally the disciplinarians. And like it or not, the Dr. Spock crap doesn't work. When dad lays down the law or gets all up in the business and stuff, kids pay attention. They do that. I have seen so many kids just going off on their single mom, middle of the store, restaurants, acting the fool, acting like idiots. And it's like, man, if I was their dad, that stuff would not happen. But anyway. Mental health challenges. Another, again, data. IFS, mental health challenges. And this is a lot of information we already know, but mental health challenges. Kids that are raised by their moms have more mental issues. And that graph I was showing earlier in the younger kids shows it. I don't know if correlation and causation, but the data's there. You guys figure it out why. Less substance abuse. Dad's around, doesn't happen as often. Better social functioning and fewer romantic relationship problems. Yeah, I mean, I've got both the good and the bad as far as personal stories on that one. But when, my boys would come to me and say, hey, my girlfriend's doing X, Y, and Z. Well, we've been around the block once or twice. She's playing her stupid games with you. Do this, don't ignore it, don't do this, do whatever it is, and keep them on the straight and narrow. And, of course, we train them on how to treat women. That's the whole other thing. So they pick better. They're hopefully better pickers. Not all the time. Wink, wink, you know what I'm talking about. All right, reduced risk of early sexual experience in teen pregnancy. Oh, my God. This is another one. Not having dad in the house, teen pregnancy, through the roof. And it's weird. I mean, I was a kid. I was growing up in the 70s, let's say late 70s, early 80s, and we had the alphabet deletion program for mostly homosexuals and stuff. Condoms and sex stuff. We all knew about it, but yet people now are getting pregnant more often and all that, and it's these. I think it's these girls that are missing. This personal opinion, but girls missing the father figure. They all need a father figure. They need a father in their life. They miss that, so they seek out a boy who's horny as can be to be that father figure, and then get shocked when they get pregnant and left. Is it anecdotal evidence? Yeah. Is it data? I would say yeah too. But this is where we're at. And increased earning potential as adults. I mean, that whole when they have a stable household, when they learn the rules, they grow up and they're not in pop. A lot of times, and the data supports it, is that those kids are socially and economically they benefit from that, and then they're able to go out and they've learned some things, they're able to go out and make more money. So those people that break up families, that do all that stuff, I mean, this is the stuff that you're causing. I know, accountability, something people hate. Okay. I shot ahead here. Okay, so now we're going to transition, and I'm going to set up another poll here, which you saw for half a second. A man-made, fan-made, whatever video that I put together. I put it together a couple days ago, and I hope you like it. It's kind of fun for me to make. It's going to have a theme that everyone should be familiar with, and hopefully the person that was in the video and you hopefully recognize the other people in it will like it. If not, I'm sure I'll get told to take it down. But I thought it was kind of funny, and anyway, I hope you enjoy.
This is the construct, Neo. It's our loading program. We can load anything here. Custody agreements, visitation schedules, endless documents, motions, hearings, anything the system demands, all designed to control your life. This, Neo, is the world you've known. The world as it was supposed to be. Families living in harmony, children growing up with love and stability. But that world exists in your mind. It's been replaced by something else. Bureaucratic nightmare, a system we call family court. You've been living in a dream world, Neo, but this is the family court system as it exists today. Welcome to the desert of the family court system. We don't have all the answers, but what we do know is that at some point in the early 21st century, the courts and the legal industry realized the profits they could make from conflict, and they built an entire system designed to keep parents trapped in it. We once believed justice and fairness would guide us through separation, but the family courts thrive on tension. They feed on it. It was humanity's desire for control that created this mess. Just as we hand our power to machines in the Matrix, we hand over the most intimate parts of our lives to judges and lawyers. We thought we could make things fair, but all we did was scorch the emotional skies. The court system doesn't care about you, your children, or your family. It survives on endless disputes, dragging you back again and again. It's built to wear you down, to break your spirit. And yet people still refuse to fight against the system. Look around, Neo. These are the fields, endless fields of families caught in the system. Parents no longer valued as individuals, but reduced to case numbers and child support accounts. The Office of the Attorney General and the courts were supposed to protect the children, to bring balance to families in crisis, but instead it became a machine, one that sustains itself by keeping parents in conflict, ensuring compliance, and managing the flow of money. For the longest time, I used to believe it. I didn't want to accept what I was seeing, but then I witnessed it with my own eyes, families not more into stability, or in this machine of bureaucracy. What is the system, Neo? Control. A complex web of family law courts, attorneys, and the Office of the Attorney General, all designed to keep parents in a perpetual cycle of paperwork, hearings, and enforcement orders. They feed on the conflict, on the financial obligations. It turns families into this.
I don't believe it. Except possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want out.
Okay, well, I hope you like that fan-made film, or commercial video, whatever you want to call it. And to answer the question, this is what I would look like. I play the part of Morpheus. That's what I would look like, black and bald. So, and if the other person's watching and they want to acknowledge who they are, hopefully they recognize themselves in it, to go ahead and open up there. Otherwise, I'm not going to say who it is. They can get express permission to use their likeness. But hopefully they and you and all enjoyed it. Okay, so let's go to second poll here, and kind of the same process here, but with a yes or no. This actually happened at my local school. Actually, my kids are out of school now, but I, of course, am involved in the school for various reasons. But a lot of schools are starting to put in this no phones policy. So they're basically saying, you know, when a kid comes into school, their phone must be off in their pocket, can't pull it out. If they do, it gets confiscated. They get in trouble, detention, whatever. I can't remember what the specific punishments were, but they had that. Now, of the responses, kind of killed me. There was like in the district that I'm in, there were thousands of responses, and there were parents all over the place.
Loved it.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Glad you liked it. But for the poll here, what, you know, do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? And we'll take the poll, see how many people, if any, respond, and then I'll flip over to that screen here so we can see it live updating. Again, this is on Facebook and YouTube. And then if we want to talk about, we'll see, you know, get thoughts on or whatever. But yeah, it was just something that came up. It'll be kind of a fun poll that we have out there. So let me flip over to that. And so far got 0 on both. I mean, someone actually, on the last poll, someone voted yes, that fathers aren't. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. I thought I goofed up the code. Apparently I didn't. There was actually someone on the show that thinks that fathers are not good. Well, you know what? Everyone's got an opinion. Part of a good thing or a bad thing. But so for this poll again, just on Facebook or YouTube in the comments section, type in Y or N, and we'll see if anyone responds, and if they do, we'll kind of talk about it, or put some put some comments in the chat, and we'll go from there. But that's what we got. Actually, I'm gonna just make sure it's working here. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna do both just so it has a.
This says.
Okay.
N.
All right. So, looks like the code is not updating, but I'm not hearing it. So. That's an area I might have to code, or the code failed when I try to do 2 polls during the same live stream. It happens. I don't know, guys, in that part, initially I think it's kind of a good idea to not have them because they're a huge distraction. I mean, we've seen so many things, but when stuff goes down, something bad happens at school, which has also happened at the schools that I've been dealt with, getting those notifications kind of comes in handy. So, I don't know, thoughts there. Anyway. Also, I've kind of added to a few other groups. Again, there's a number of them out there. I ask that, you know, people go out there and get plugged in, you know, again, on the mental health, the co-parenting, and all the other equal shared parenting. That's what ESP group stands for, equal shared parenting groups. There's a number of them out there. Some love me, some hate me, some could care less about me. I don't care personally. I'm just here to, you know, provide information, spread the love, spread the spread the info out there, and, you know, they can do whatever they want to with that, like it or not. You know, it's out there until I get told specifically to take someone's name down, which that oddly enough never happens, but, you know, out here. But I got a few additions. We got Kids Deserve Dads. That's a group. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think they're out of California. I'm not 100% sure, but they're a Facebook group now, or Facebook page. Go check them out. They're doing a lot of cool stuff out there. Texans for Digital Accountability. I've mentioned them a number of times. For some reason, I didn't have their picture on there. They are a group currently in Texas where they are hoping to expand beyond the Texas borders. And their primary goal, they're a 501c3, but their primary goal is to hold the judiciary accountable. In Texas, and I would assume across the rest of the country, the judiciary accountability piece of it is a joke. I'm going to put it bluntly. They probably don't like me saying it that way because I have to be nice to the judiciary and the legislators and everybody. I don't, because I don't care. That's probably my checkers and not chess thing. Who knows? But it's abysmal. It's stupid. I'm just... The nonsense that occurs in our judiciary is ridiculous. There's just another way around it, and the fact that they can smile and actually lie to your face really pisses me off. But here we are. The things, and if you go to the website, you'll see the bills they're trying to promote in their state. And again, this is stuff you can transfer to your state. So if you're pissed off and tired of the judges and the judiciary taking advantage of you, you can lock arms with them. See what they've written up, but they're trying to get cameras in the courtrooms, which we've had since at least 4 years ago. At least, and it's been longer, but at least because of what happened 4 years ago, we've had them. And other states like Michigan, they will hand you a burned DVD of your court case when you walk out. There's none of this money crap for taking the notes and all that stuff. They just hand it to you. I don't know why Texas doesn't do that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We all know why. But anyway, they're trying to hold these guys accountable. And again, they were having some success. Of course, always use more support, get more people involved, get on their page, check it out, all that stuff. The next one is, I just took this screenshot, but they're a Facebook group, Fathers Have Rights. Jules, I believe, runs that. You can go check, sign up, answer their questions, become a member of that support group. They do a lot of stuff. They're doing a lot of stuff there. The Papa group here below, let me highlight. Well, I can't highlight them, but move my mouse over. Oh, it'd help if I... See, there's that. I mean, I'm still trying to code different things, so I forget to... I got all these things moving, so I forget to pop screens out there, but... there's Kids Deserve Dads right there, Texans for Just Accountability. There's the Fathers Have Rights group, and this is Papa, some parental alienation. They're a group, I believe, out of the UK or up north, Canada. They're doing stuff. I see a lot of their stuff. Professor Boutron, gloves off. He's out of West Texas. He does a lot of stuff with martial arts, and he also does stuff with equal shared parenting, fighting the system. And then we got Sean Pearson's Dad to Dad group. I'm actually having a mental brain fart here. He's actually updating his logo, so you have to look at his mug right now.
I've always said we need cameras inside the courtrooms. Why are these things done on secrecy like a back alley drug deal?
Oh, Chris, I think you're answering your own question. Poking a little fun there. That's why they do all kinds of stuff. There are so many examples of these people just doing horrible crap behind the scenes and undercover and kickbacks and all that. And I would hope someone would try to challenge me on that in an environment where I can show them how they've done it, because I have a lot of data behind the scenes I don't push out there because they're just, it caused a lot of trouble. But yeah, the stuff that the judiciary does, and the smiles, and every time, at least in our state, they go up for re-election, it smiles, and I'm a conservative, and I'm a this, and I'm a that, and I'm for the family, and you look at their record and their data, and you know it's a bunch of crap. They do all this stuff trying to bamboozle the public, and it's just not right. Going to Sean Pearson here, that's his mug right here. He doesn't have a logo yet. Hopefully, maybe can help him out with the Dad to Dad support group, and they help people out doing different things. And there's a bunch more. I either have a direct or a loose affiliation with them. I'm not endorsing in the positive or negative sense any group. Oh, hey Joe, thank you for liking the stream. Hope you like. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you saw the video. And I'd love to get your feedback. Not saying anything at all about who that could have been. But anyway, as far as the groups, not endorsing them like in a positive or negative sense, but these are groups. I'd say I like a large number of them. I've worked with or work with them. a number of them. But again, I'm trying to get the information out there so you can go, hey, I need to see a group for the unmarried father, let's say. I'm not married, so these other groups don't really apply. The unmarried father may be it. Kids deserve dads. Hey, I need help in this area. Let me check. Oh, yeah, I like their stuff there. They got some awesome info and on this group or that group. Find the one that's going to work for you. Find a place where you can call home and get that mental health and all that, and get that done. All right, I'm kind of wrapping up here. Hopefully everybody sticks on here. As far as
Joseph
the whole what's
says,
next.
Phone link, I'm gonna have to watch it on replay.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, be sure to watch it and tell me what you think, Joe. I'm not going to say anything else. So you just need to watch it on the replay. But as far as what's next, I'm trying to find a home for the Pissed Off Parent Show. Again, a lot of it's coming back, feedback from y'all. Again, it's all free. It's all my time, all whatever. I'm trying to just give back to the world, as it were, to make things better for my kids, your kids, and everybody else. Doing it all for free. And just trying to make it better. And I want to provide some education, some entertainment, and help us all get through this crap. And I'm bringing up things I'm hoping are of interest to people that they're gonna tune in for, and it's gonna help people out. I just want to say, as far as the topic today, or the topics, mental health and the co-parenting thing is, look, guys, it sucks. I mean, being a parent, even in the best of situations, there are times it sucks. There's no more rewarding job. I don't want to come down on it like, oh my God, it's horrible. There's no more rewarding job than having children and having them in your lives and becoming productive members of society, and leaving that legacy to them, and seeing them thrive, and even when they fail. I mean, I take pride in when they fail, because I watch them dust themselves off and get back in there and keep pushing forward. And it's it tells me I'm doing a half-assed decent job with them. But it's tough. It sucks, and we're in the real world here. Getting you as parents the job that you have, there's no higher job, there's no more important job than raising the next generation. And I hate to say it, but with the things that the courts have done to us and the things that they've put in place to remove mostly fathers from kids' lives, we turn the TV on, we watch what's happening, we see things that at least my generation looks at and goes, what the hell happened? And we've got to start speaking up and pushing back and fighting, having those uncomfortable conversations, and at the very least keeping the home front, getting them ready to go out there and do battle so that they're prepared for the real world. And I'm hoping some of these tools and the fun that we're having, the education gives you the tools to do that. But with the mental health, it's not without its challenges. I mean, it's stressful every day. How am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to pay the light bill? How am I going to deal with my ex, my kids? I notice they're starting to lie to me. I know that they're acting a little weird. I know they got the red eyes and stuff. What's going on there when they turn 15, 16 years old and hang out with their cousin a little too often? It's things like that. Preparing for that. And I want you to know that you're not alone. The community is here for you. And you could those groups, all the different websites, those resources are available to you. And I would encourage everyone to really take a check of their mental health, go back and just try to improve, try to make every day better than the last one. You're going to get kicked in the nuts, so we talked about that last week. You can get kicked in the nuts, but it's what you do. Kind of a shout out to Chuck here that runs FamilyForEternity.org.
Thank you for using your time to discuss these topics. I'm an unmarried father here in New Zealand, and these are worldwide topics relatable to every parent stuck inside the family court system. Appreciate you and what you're doing. Much respect to you and every parent who loves.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Yeah, getting that support. And you're from New Zealand. I think we've got a couple people on the big show that have been out of that area as well. But yeah, and again, I know a lot of my stuff obviously is talking about the United States, and a lot of it is about Texas because it's such a big state. But no, the issues I talk about are worldwide. Every country has horrible parenting issues. Every country has kids that are just losing their damn minds. We're all having some form of this, And we need to, get people get educated. We need to, have them pushing forward and saying enough's enough. We can't trust our legislators to do it. They're not going to do it.
My WhatsApp number 966-981-1802.
Let's see. Banned from all live stream. Yeah, we got our first. All right, must be getting popular. I'm getting, the. Oh God, that's the whole other thing. Okay. I'm not ending on a positive note. Guys and girls, get out there, do your best. Whatever happened today happened. Look at tomorrow as a new day. Get your plan together. Get in there and go kick some ass. From a Gen Xer, that's kind of the thing to tell you is just get in there and do your best. If you have a bad day, brush it off. Figure out what you did wrong or what happened. Figure out how to fix it and try to do better than the next day. So this is the Pissed Off Parent signing off. Until the next time, I'm hoping to do it in another week and a half. But until then, y'all have a good one.
Michael said, "Pissed off parent, raise your audio volume. You're very quiet." Not joking.